Are you looking for a simple way to do your homeschool lesson plans? If so, stick around because in today's video, I'm going to share with you a few different ways that you can organize and do your lesson plans. If this is the first time you're joining me, my name is Kylie. I'm a homeschooling mom of 2 and a realtor in the Tampa Bay area. On this channel, I'll share with you tips, encouragements, curriculum ideas, and reviews, as well as talk about all the different approaches to homeschool, different ways that we can homeschool our kids. If that sounds like something you're interested in, hit the subscribe button and the bell and you'll get notified each time I post a new video. All right, life schoolers, let's get started. I'm going to start with saying, first of all, that there is no right way or wrong way to do your lesson plans. It's basically the ones that you follow and stick to and work best for your family. I have, over the years, changed the way that we do lesson plans a dozen times. And as a teacher, many of you might know that I was a teacher for 5 years before I switched to real estate, before I had kids. And even in the course of having a classroom year after year, we would kind of change up the way we did lesson plans. So whatever works for you is going to be the best approach to lesson plans that you'll end up using. This is just going to be a couple different examples and options for you. Okay, so because I was a teacher in the past, I revert back to the way that I used to do lesson plans in the classroom. And the way that I would do that would be, you know, at the beginning of the year, of course, I knew the curriculum. I was teaching the same grade every year, so I kind of knew the layout of the school year. If you don't, because you're homeschooling your kids, new grade levels every year, all you're going to do is take a look at the beginning. If it's at the beginning, I believe most of them are, just kind of the scope and sequence of the whole book and what they're, you know, how many lessons there are, how many days the program says it's going to take to complete. Like our math programs are 182 lessons or something like that. And then the science books and the social studies books, they kind of break it down into weeks and months and, you know, the whole semester or year. Then after looking at that, I go directly to week 1 and I just have it like on the computer and I'll show you here. Okay, so it looks kind of like this, and I'll have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday out across the top, and then I put their subjects here along the side. If you have younger kids, this is going to look a lot different than kids that you're going to make kind of fill in their own week. But for me, with my children, I don't make them necessarily fill in their own stuff, but we make sure we accomplish some stuff all week. I'm not real strict with my kids, so I could say independent reading and I would plug in here 30 minutes if they do 30 minutes on Monday. And then I'm just going to plug it in, and these are going to be our general lessons for the week. Writing, I'm going to plug in a couple units in our writing program, and then the other days are going to be journaling days. Math, I'll plug in lessons here. Social studies, same. Science, same. And then any extra, if they have dance, if they have piano, singing lessons, whatever they're doing, all the extra stuff goes in their slots. I'll also mention up here that I normally will, this is my blank copy of it. I make a copy of this up here. I'll copy, duplicate the page, and then put the date in. So each week, this is our template. We can reuse this every single week. I'll interrupt myself here and say that I think it's really important to know why you're homeschooling. Every family has a different reason and a different purpose for their homeschooling journey. So if you can revert back to that, it's also going to help you decide how you want to do your lesson plans. I will post a couple videos in the link that kind of help you figure out your big why for homeschooling. It's really important, and you need to know what your goals are for your kids. If you like to handwrite stuff, you could do something very similar to this example that I showed you on the computer and just write it all out. There were times in my classroom teaching that I had a physical notebook teacher planner, and then we switched to the computer because you just have the same template and you could save it on the desktop and typing was faster. So either way you could do it, like, you know, however you feel most comfortable. Another example of doing lesson plans, and some people like this, is really just sit down at the end of the day and write all the stuff that you accomplished with the kids. If you're not real focused, and this too could be if you have little kids or if you're unschooling, by the end of the day, when you jot everything down, you won't believe how much your kids did. If you just walk around and like spy on them a little bit and see that they're doing, I don't know, their makeup, or they're making some craft project, or they're doing something outside. Like, after you write all this stuff down, you won't believe how much stuff you accomplished during the day. So actually, that's what we have switched more to this. Like, I do have, you know, some schoolwork that I like them to accomplish, but I write it down at the end of the day, everything. And each day kind of just looks like that. At the end of the day, I write down what we've done. Another way you could do lesson plans would be to do everything that we just did with your kids. Like, if you have a middle schooler or a high schooler and you want them to start showing more independence with their own work and their progress throughout the school year, you can have them sit down with you and plan out the week. And then each day they could either highlight or, you know, check off the items that they did, and then they're in charge of how they're going to get everything that's on Monday through Friday in all subjects accomplished by the end of the week. And then you just check it at the end of the week. So depending on your age of your children and their independence level will determine whether or not they can be involved or they can actually do, and you can just oversee it, or if you're doing it for all of your children, just as a guide. Lesson plans do not have to be complicated. Listen, if you're someone who wants to write out their lesson plans and have everything super organized and color-coded and time-blocked, that's totally fine. But for someone who sees that and gets overwhelmed and stressed out, I want you to know that it does not have to be like that. It can be super simple. You can write the stuff you want the kids to do. Like, I want them to do writing, and I want them to do math, and I want them to read. And if you write those 3 things down and then pick out something for them to do from those subjects, done. That's what you did for the day. It doesn't have to be super organized and super complicated. I hope that helped. If there's any questions or comments, please put them below. I'd be happy to answer any questions. And I don't know, happy homeschooling, guys. I hope that helped. Bye.